Okay, here. This is my compressor setup for custom painting. I modified it. At first I just had these filters, but still condensation was coming through. So went ahead and added this filter there, new copper lines, and we have that aftercooler, transmission aftercooler. You all seen them on YouTube, but yeah, it helps out a lot, as I will demonstrate here. And what it's doing is taking out the condensation before it even gets into my tank. It's a cheap air filter. Got this off of Amazon. But yeah, it's cheap, but it's doing its job so far. Okay. This here's my air regulator. This one here is a water separator, particulate I believe they're called, but what it does, it filters down up to 5 microns. That means nothing bigger than that will pass through. Over here's the same thing, it's a 5 micron, but this one's a coalescent. This is a water oil separator. Over here is my discontent, I believe it's called. They're beads that absorb water. Well, these 3 here is enough, but I ended up getting this motor guard. It's a filter, and it's my final I guess my last resort. As you can see, this one here goes down to 1 micron. This one right here, 1 micron. So anything that comes out of here and out is going to be clean air for painting, automotive paint. Now, what happens when you have dirty air? You get I guess they're called, like, well, they look like little craters on your paint. They call them fish eyes. Okay. So yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get clean air. That's my reserve tank. So if any water is going to be passing through this filter, it's going to fall into here. And then on my second tank is going to be a lot better. Coming over, up and over into my filters. We'll clean it all up so I can have clean, pure air for custom painting. These are things you need. Otherwise, you're going to end up with trash in your paint. Because what this compressor do, inside, there's oil in that motor. And then once it starts building up pressure, builds hot water coming, or hot air coming through. And once it cools down in the tanks, it rusts. So you'll get oil rust and metal shavings from the pistons in there and end up on your paint. These are reasons why we gotta have filters everywhere. And what this transmission aftercooler do, well, it's what it says, it's an aftercooler. As you saw in the video earlier in the video, it was going in 300 degrees, coming out at 80 degrees into my tank. So with that big change, it changes that moisture, that fine mist moisture, into water. That condensate, it turns it back into water, and it comes and gets trapped in here. I'm hoping it gets at least 75%, but I just modified it and thought I'd show you guys what it takes to have a clean paint job. Okay.